Okay, so the next technique is something that we call the attitude of gratitude, and it's a mindfulness kind of technique to bring our minds and our focus onto the positive things that may have happened in the day for us. So we spend a lot of time thinking about things that might have happened that might have been negative, arguments that we might have had, or something that went wrong. And that's natural because the mind's on the lookout for things like that. We're primed to notice things like that so that we can make sure they don't happen again. And a lot of the time when we're not doing that, we're worrying about the future and anxious about, oh, how will this thing go, or I'm worrying about what I might have to do tomorrow. So we spend very little time in the actual present, here and now. And so to help us to just focus into the present and to help us to think about things that may have been positive about what's going on is to actually bring to mind some things that we're grateful for in the day. We call this the attitude of gratitude. And you can just use your fingers, 10 fingers. So think of 10 things. Maybe, me lunch, I really enjoyed me lunch today. I really had a nice drive home. I enjoyed that drive home. The sun was warm today as I was walking down to the shop. And then we might have a few things, maybe 5 that we can think of easily. But then the hard part comes when we have to think of the other things, and so we might have to really test ourselves and try and think of maybe little things that we might have otherwise forgotten about. And so it brings us to think of maybe a smile or a hug that we might have had off somebody, or a conversation we might have had with a colleague, or that made us feel valued and made everything seem worthwhile. And by the time we get to 10, we should be feeling much more positive about ourselves and about life in general. And that then helps us to stay focused in the present and to feel as if I don't need to worry about things from the past and things from the future, because actually right now everything's pretty good. But that's something that we actually need to practice, because we don't practice, of course, the mind's got a tendency to focus on the negative. So we have to actually practice bringing to mind all the positive things that might have happened in a day, even if they're only tiny things, and actually to develop an attitude of gratitude.